and today's video is going to be a little advice video. I'm going to be giving those of you who are interested in working at Lush a few tips on how to get a job there. I've got a job at Lush, well I got the job at Trafford Centre Lush and the Lush that I ultimately ended up working at the same time. I had an interview for both of them just in case. I ended up deciding not to do it because I was at college at the time. I didn't want a job as well, but I did get the job. I got through to the stage where I was going to have my first shift and I was going to go for training. The next Christmas I wasn't at college anymore, so I got the job and I took the job that time at the Lush that I ultimately ended up working at, obviously. Worked there for that Christmas. Because it was a small Lush, they weren't keeping anyone on after Christmas, so I left. But then I interviewed again the next year and I got the job again and I worked there. Then I did another interview to stay on because we had to apply again and do a new cover letter and CV and everything. Got the job again and then I stayed on for a few months until I ultimately did my crazy thing of traveling to South Africa and Australia and then moving to Sheffield. So yeah, I have got the job then 5 times. So this is topic that I think I'd be qualified to give you some advice for. Probably most of your local Lushes will already be advertising for Christmas temps. They'll have a recruitment night coming up soon. It tends to get earlier and earlier each year that they start taking on the Christmas temps, I guess, as Lush gets busier and busier. It's a really great place to work. You do get paid really, really well, like no matter what your age is. You can get a job there even if you've got no experience, as long as you apply very well, which I'm going to tell you about, so you don't need to worry about the fact that everyone wants you to have like 50 years experience before you can work somewhere. You get 50% discount on their products, and because the company's doing so well in general, you do tend to get quite a lot of bonuses, which is really good. And the people who work there just tend to be really, really nice people. If you've been in Lush, you know that most people are genuinely really, really nice. I only really had good experiences there and it was great to learn more about Lush as a company, and I still really, really like them after working there, which just says something. So basically the theme to all of these tips is that you just have to be creative. It is a great place for creative people to work. It's also obviously a great place to work if you're a vegan. That's only going to work in your favour. And if you have like bright blue hair or loads of piercings or loads of tattoos everywhere, they're not going to care. It actually might work in your favour because it kind of goes with the image of Lush. So I'm going to go through the different steps that you have to go through when you apply to Lush and give you some tips on each one, since I've been through each one quite a few times. First of all, you probably will have to give in your CV and cover letter. I think one of the times I applied, they didn't actually ask for a CV, and sometimes they ask for specific questions that you need to answer in your cover letter, so check your individual store. I'm sure most of you don't need advice on what to put in your CV, and if you do, there's loads that you can find online. Obviously put up to date contact details, your name, your date of birth. You can do like a personal profile where you kind of like sell yourself. You can also include a section for work experience and a section for achievements, and then I'd put your education at the bottom. For most jobs in the world, I think you tend to put your education at the bottom, which I didn't know at first when I was first putting together my CV, unless you're applying for something that's really like academic based and then your qualifications are the most important thing. If you don't have any work experience, I just fill it up with a lot of achievements. I keep all of the most important things, the best things that you've done, near the top, and if it's really incredible, maybe even put it in bold. You just got to imagine that the person reading it is just going to be scanning it really quickly. They're going to have loads of CVs to look through, so you want to make yours stand out. I also wouldn't be afraid to put a picture on it. I mean, for some jobs that's maybe not professional, but again, as I said, be creative. You can put a nice smiley happy picture of yourself on there, so you look at me, I'm good at customer service, pick me, pick me. If you've got anything on there like, I don't know, was on the school council in year 7 and it's not really that relevant to the job, it's just kind of cluttering it up, then maybe just get rid of it because you don't want to draw attention away from the things that you've done that are really, really good. And I'd say with Lush, your CV doesn't really matter too much. The main thing is your cover letter. This is where you need to be creative. I went into Lush way before I was old enough to get the job, and it was like Christmas time. I was buying presents for my friends and I asked the girl behind the counter like, what do I need to do if I want to work here, and she told me just be really creative with your cover letter, and it was definitely the best advice. If you are creative in any sort of way, use that. Like if you're really good with Photoshop or graphic design, you could make like a poster. I think with one of mine, I like made myself into a Lush product, wrote a description for myself and used the Lush website as like a template and added my ingredients. It was very cheesy. And I've also done like a message in a bottle and like tea stained the paper and put it inside a bottle. Mainly I've done video cover letters. I've done this before for other jobs as well, and it always works really well. I definitely recommend if you're someone who makes YouTube videos or something, or you have experience with filming videos. It's really nice, it's more personal, they get to know you. Just go all out, glitter everywhere, go crazy. Maybe you can make it Christmassy themed, because obviously you're going to be applying for a Christmas temp job, so you can mention some of your favourite Lush products and show off any Lush knowledge that you have, because as I said, they don't really care so much about experience, they care that people are passionate about their product. So if they like your cover letter, you'll probably get a call from them asking you to come in for a recruitment night, and you'll probably have to do lots of different group activities. These tend to mainly involve like selling products, like pick a product or pick a gift and sell it, or say who you would market this to, or which celebrity would you recommend this gift to, and then say why. Things like that, little kind of group activities. It's kind of daunting for someone like me who am quite introverted, but I'd just say just try your best to be confident. That sounds like terrible advice, because you're like, how do I do that? Just remember that you're probably not going to see most people in that room again. Most people in that room probably aren't going to get the job, because if it's a big store, they do multiple recruitment nights, and if it's a small store, they're not going to be taking on that many people. And even if you do see them again, they're not going to be looking at what you're doing, they're going to be thinking like, what the hell do I say? They're probably terrified as well. So just say whatever comes into your mind. As I said, those are the questions that they tend to ask, or they asked every time that I've had an interview there. So you could maybe practice just picking up random things around your house and thinking about how would I sell this product. I got this cushion here. They kind of encourage you when you're speaking to customers to say 3 lovely things about each product. So I could maybe say that it's colourful and it's nice decoration for your house. That was a really terrible one. I could say like it was made from recycled materials and the people who made it were paid fairly, or something like that. I definitely make some sort of mention to ethics, because they do want you to kind of talk about their campaigns and their ethics with customers, as I mentioned before. They might ask you to practice giving a demo of one of their products to one of the other people there, like maybe one of the massage bars or maybe the bubble bars. I guess you could go into Lush beforehand and maybe get them to do a few demos on you, so you could kind of watch what they do and how they speak, and hopefully you'll get a good person who does it properly. But this is a great time to show off your knowledge of products, so try and pick a product if you get a choice that you know a lot about, that maybe you know like a few key ingredients and you know how to use it, obviously, what those few key ingredients are good for. Obviously, they don't expect you to know everything at this stage. You're going to go through training. Every time I've got the job at Lush, I've gone for like a full day's training, which is paid, which is really good. And you also have little training nights, which are also paid, like a few hours, a few nights a week. So you are obviously going to learn about all the different products, and I've learned about all of them quite a few times. And it's even better if you know a little bit about their current campaigns, like they have the campaign against the badger cult and things like that. So if you just have a look on their website, do some reading up, the same as you would with any job. You just obviously want to know as much about the position as possible. And then if you get past this stage, you'll get another call that says they would like you to come in to do a trial shift, and if you get the job, this trial shift will be paid, which is also very, very good. They're just a really, really good company. They treat their employees very, very well. So again, I just try and be confident. Know that you're not going to be seeing most of these customers ever again, and they won't remember you. Just go for it. Just have really nice open body language. For me, it's kind of difficult because I'm someone who is quite conscious of my hands, like what to do with my hands, and I want to kind of put them behind my back or put them in front of me, but you kind of want to have them by your side. Obviously smile quite a lot. Each person that comes into the shop needs to be greeted by somebody. Then you can give them a little bit of time to go and look around at products, and then you want to go up to them maybe and you can ask them about the products that they're looking at, like have you used them before, which one is your favorite. You want to try and ask open questions, so maybe asking which one is your favorite would be better. Questions that are going to have more than just a yes or no answer. And they'll probably emphasize this to you beforehand, but you want to try and do as many demos as possible. So with like the creams and things, the massage bars, you want to try and get them onto the skin, and maybe do some demos of bath bombs in the bowls as well. And if you are somebody who's quite introverted, remember that not everyone is like you. Some people go into a shop and they do want to be spoken to. I always get thinking in my head like, I don't normally like it when people talk to me in shops, although sometimes I do. I think it depends on what mood I'm in. But remember that those people have gone into Lush, they're interested in Lush, or they're a fan of Lush, so they probably are going to want to hear some of what you've got to say. I kind of sometimes want to end the conversation quickly, like before anything can go wrong or before I can say something stupid. But not all people have a problem with being spoken to in shops, and if you come across confident and happy, maybe compliment them genuinely, like look and see if there's something about their outfit that you like, something that they've chosen that you like, that'll make you feel good, it'll make them feel good. It's all good. And again, they don't expect you to know everything. They don't expect you to be completely amazing. They'll be understanding and they'll know that you're not going to know everything, and if you don't know something, then it's fine to go and ask one of the other people who work there. They'll probably say that to you before the shift starts. Don't give like false information out. Just say, oh, I know my colleague knows a lot about this. Maybe they're asking you about a product and you don't know anything about it. Just say, oh, I know so and so likes to use this product, so I'm going to ask them to come over and speak to you instead. So those were all of my tips. If any of you have worked at Lush, then please leave your tips in the comments below so other people who are interested in working there can see what you've got to say. And if you do want to work in Lush, just go for it. Like I said, it was always my dream to work there, and most people are always like, oh, you can't choose what part-time job you get or whatever. Well, if you do a really good job when you apply, you kind of can somewhat if they're hiring. It is definitely a great place to work for, and I'm really glad that I did work there. So that was all for this video. Feel free to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will leave my links down below, and I will see you guys all in my next video very soon. Thank you. Bye.